News flash. There's something new on the Bush Bee Man website. We've got some bloomin' cloth wraps coming to your way. Beeswax cloth wraps no more. Check this here. The only thing I'm actually allowed to do though is iron the creases out of the bloomin' baking paper. So now I've got a perfectly flat piece of baking paper on the corner. That's very good. I'm actually going to hand over to my lovely wife who's actually got this stuff sorted out properly, because I figure you're actually going to want to know how to do this when you buy the kit. So she's made these really cool wax wraps for where you can wrap up your salad, wrap up your kids' lunches. I have them on my sandwiches, which is kind of cool. So at the minute we've got some cheese hiding in here. If I'm really sneaky before she comes back into the room, I might have some of this camembert. But how cool is that? Look at that, how fresh is that kept? Oh, tell you what. Like a true Frenchman, I thought I'd just steal the cheese knife and have a little nibble. Look at that, the blooming fungus hasn't even grown around the corner of it. How cool is that? Oh, I tell you what. Oh, my God. My work here is done. I'm going to put that back in the fridge and I'm going to hand you over to a professional now who knows how to make this stuff work. Look at that, I can't even fold this shit up properly. God. But apparently I'm going to give the tuitional, but I'll probably just be reading her instructions to you so you know what's going on. As you can see, you need a pure beeswax, and we're going to iron this wax on. Oh, I like her fingernails, they're pretty cool. And now she's got her iron cranked up, flat out it says. Don't forget the microplane. I like the fact that I get told off for using kitchen utensils for my activities, but the wife's allowed to make her beautiful beeswax with her microplane that I use to try and crush up the nutmeg. I wonder whether that would work. I wonder if that's why I've got like a little bit of beeswax in my nutmeg. There we go, and you put the top sheet on top and a little bit of ironing. Now just take it steady because you've got to make the wax melt into the fabric, of course. So don't get too carried away, you just got to take your time. It's all about the experience, not necessarily being in a hurry. Working from the centre out is always a good idea. And then once you get it melted, then you can go across it. Then you'll see these little gaps. And then you've got to grate the needle a bit more in to make sure you've got it all nice and sealed up. And we've even got some cool bee fabric for you to get organised. Obviously you can get your own fabric, but if you buy the kit, you get some really cool bee fabric that looks awesome. And a little bit more ironing. I know why I didn't get this. I didn't actually get to do the job, I'm just doing the talking. Because she's way too clever, isn't she? Look at that. Nice and steady. Very cool. There. Little tiny bit in the corner, I reckon. But there's going to be a bit of extra wax on that paper, so that's the idea of the baking paper, of course. And of course you can do this as any size, you just need a bigger piece of baking paper. So you can make a whole lot bigger ones. But good to start with a smaller size one, because it's a good practice idea. Don't get sucked into dipping it in the saucepan either, because it uses up a heck of a lot more wax. Looking good to me. That'll keep the wine flies out of my wine glass. Tell you what, she's a good woman, isn't she? Looking after me, keeping me healthy. Let it cool down a little bit, and there you have it. Look at that. Turn it over. There's a useful piece of fabric to wrap some stuff up in. You wouldn't think you could actually turn a piece of fabric into something so cool. Now don't waste your baking paper, because that's actually got some wax on it. Now despite what you're thinking, this is not a dead sea skull. This is actually some baking paper that we've used to make our wraps. So if you'd like to get your hands on a starter kit, we've put together a little kit to get you to whet your appetite about how to make beeswax covers. This little one's my favourite size because that covers my red wine glass to keep the bloomin' fleas out. And if you want to wrap up some cheese or cover your salads, mind you, you can make the wraps as big or as small as you like. All you've got to do, we're going to give you the directions, we're going to sell you some wax, sell you some paper, sell you a bit of fabric to get you started. It's really just about whetting your appetite, and your imagination can just run wild from there. head over to the website and you can get your hands on a little kit and make some beeswax fabric wraps. But if you're a little bit of a slack prick like me, you can get the wife to make them for you. Well, get my wife to make them for you, and you can get them already made, and they'll just come in the post, rolled up, ready to rock and roll. Wrap your cheese up and keep it fresh.